I am Shar Cesar Douglas, and I lead the marketing team at Tidal. And we are focused on economic empowerment for artists. And it's been an absolute pleasure to think about how we can better support the emerging artist community. And one of the things that we talk a lot about at Tidal is we have always been artists first. And it's really great to be at a company that really stands behind those values. My professional superpower is transforming a program and building it, scaling it. And one of the things that I have thought about is when you look back, you realize what your superpower is, but in the moment, you're actually just delivering. And you deliver, you get the next opportunity to do that on a larger scale. And so when I was thinking about these questions, that has been the impact that I've had, has been transforming and building from scratch. But in the moment, I didn't realize that was what I was doing. And now I really lean into it, and it's something I enjoy. The funniest thing is that I'm an engineering major, and I fought my parents on being an engineer every single day of college. My dad's an engineer, and he was like, "You're good at math and science. You need to have a degree where you can have a real career." And I did it. It was hard, and I struggled and knuckled my way through it. But what I learned actually from that degree is problem solving. And so in the end, a lot of what I do actually is come in, I identify the gaps, identify the problems, and then I build a plan to solve it. And that has kind of just been what I'm doing over and over again. But it started with math problem sets that I cried through, and now it's my profession and I love it. So I'm actually grateful for my parents to have pushed me into that degree. Access to opportunity. Something that really stands out for me is how I got my first job in corporate America. I started at JP Morgan, and I was at a career fair, just wandering around, honestly, aimlessly. And a gentleman kind of just said, "Hey, what's going on?" I started talking to him, telling him I liked solving problems. And he said, "Well, you know what? JP Morgan has a rotational program. I think you'd be really interesting for this role. Give me your resume." I ended up getting an offer, moved to New York for the summer, which I was over the moon about, loved every second. And, I wouldn't have had that opportunity if he hadn't come and said, "Hey, this is here for you." And I want to see more of that for our people of color. And I've got young cousins who tell me how hard it is to break through. They submit their resume and it feels like it goes nowhere. So I'd love to find a way where we're actually able to pull more people in on a personal level and also just at scale at the same time. So that'd be something I'd like to see happen just more regularly. My mom definitely is a powerful woman, and she has always said mind over matter. And what I've always appreciated that is you can't control what's happening around you. You can't control what the other person is doing, maybe to you necessarily, but the one thing you always have control over is your mind and how you show up for yourself and how you respect yourself. And I tap into that on the regular, but that mind over matter, it's quick and it's easy, and it's almost that affirmation I tap into regularly. I take leadership really seriously, and part of that is because I've seen the sacrifices that other people have made to get me to my spot and have offered me a seat at the table that I have now. But also to think about, how do I bring other people along? How do I advocate for them when they're not in the room? And sometimes you have to be courageous to say, no, that's actually not what happened in this situation. I'm going to defend that person who can't defend themselves. And so I guess I wear it a little bit as a badge of honor and also a reminder to myself that I made a commitment to be a leader by accepting this position as well. And that I love to mentor. I've got a lot of mentees, and I love to do coffee chats and really just help share what I've learned. Other people have done that for me. So I guess it's also maybe being a bit generous with my time. I guess it's two things. There's these weekends when I just hit flow. You wake up, you have, the sun is shining, or maybe it's not, but you're in the right headspace to attack a maybe busy day. And I really find kind of just energy from that when I hit those moments. And the second thing is actually just working out. I love to be physical, and it's very literal in some ways, but I also do feel powerful when I'm able to run and follow and run after my kid and play with him. There's something about movement that has given me a sense of power. My younger self made a lot of mistakes. I was trying my best, but sometimes they didn't have the best outcome. And I wish I could intercept my younger self at each one of those moments when I'm so hard on myself and just say, it's all going to be fine. This is not actually as big of a deal as you think it is. It's actually just a blip. And you won't believe me now, but in 5 years, you won't even remember this thing happened. So that's what I would say, is really trying to give my younger self some grace.